bells right between my temples.
They've been making that round for more than 2 hours now. There are priests here from all the villages. The church looks lovely.
During the first response, Magdalena fainted.
She'll be the one who's most bereft. She was the only one who loved her father. Oh, I got her alone for a while. I was hungry.
Bernarda could see you.
She's not eating. She wants us all to die of hunger. So strict, so domineering. But hard luck. I've opened the veg jar.
Monsieur, won't you give me some for my little girl?
Go on, and take a handful of chickpeas too. She won't notice it today.
Bernarda!
The old woman. Is she not tin?
She's trying to the king.
You should use the bolt too. She's got fingers like lockpicks.
Bernarda!
She's coming! Make sure this whole place is clean. If Bernarda doesn't find everything gleaming, she'll plough the little hair I have left.
What a woman.
Tyrant at all she spays. She can squat on your chest for a year until she died, slowly without ever wiping that cold smile off her cursed face. Clean those pots, go on!
My hands are red raw from endless cleaning.
She's the cleanest, she's the most decent, she's the loftiest of beings. Her poor husband deserves a good rest.
Are all the relatives here?
On her side, his family detest her. They only came to make sure he was dead and to make the sign of the cross.
Now are there enough chairs?
Plenty. Let them sit on the floor. Since Bernarda's father died, no one has set foot inside these walls. She doesn't want them seeing her in her stronghold.
She's always been good to you.
For 30 years, I've laundered her sheets. For 30 years, I've eaten her leftovers, spent nights awake when she had a cough, whole days peering through cracks to spy on the neighbours and bring her the news. There are no secrets between us, and yet I curse her. May needles prick out her eyes.
Woman.
But I'm a good bitch, and I bark when I'm told, and I bite the heels of the beggars and she whips me on. My sons work her fields, and they're both married too. And one day I'll have had enough.
And then
I'll lock myself in a room with her and spit on her for a year. Bernarda is for this, that, and the other. And she looks like a lizard that the children squash, because that's what she is, and her whole family. But I don't envy her life, that's for sure. She's got 5 women on her hands, 5 ugly daughters. Except Angustius, the eldest, who's the first husband's daughter and has some money. The rest of them have lots of fine lace and linen camisoles, but their only inheritance is bread and water.
I wouldn't mind having what they have.
We have our hands, and we'll have a hole in God's earth.
When you earth they give us, you have nothing.
This glass still has marks on it.
It won't come off with even soap and water.
Oh, the final prayers. I'm off to hear them. I love to hear the priest singing. In the Paternoster, his voice rose up and up and up like a pitcher slowly filling with water. Of course, he gave a screech at the end, but it was a glory to hear him. There's no one these days to match the old sexton Troncinos. He sang at the Mass for my mother, who was in glory. The walls would shake when he said amen as if there was a wolf in church. Amen!
Straight your women line.
I think I might have strung something else.
Ding, ding, dong. May God grant him forgiveness. Praise be to God! Ding, ding, dong. May he wait long years for us.
Praise be to God!
Forever.
I've come to the meetings.
The street's that way, today's evening's for me.
Woman, you have someone to feed you. My child and I are alone.
So are the dogs, but they survive.
Please, they always leave me a scrap.
Get out! Who said you could enter? You have done the dogs already! Polished floors, cupboards, pedestals, iron bed frames, while those of us who live in a mud hut with nothing but a spoon and a bowl have a bitter pill to swallow. I pray for the day there's none of us left to tell the tale. Yes, yes, go on ringing. Bring the box with its gold trimmings and its silk straps to lift it by. We'll both end up the same. What then, Antonio? Stiffen your wool boots and your stiff suit. Never again will you lift my skirt behind the stable door. Antonio, never will you see these walls again or need bed in this house. I was the one of your servants who loved you the most. Must I live on while you are gone? Must I live on?
Be silent! Less weighing more welcome, you should have made sure this house was clean for the morning. Go, this isn't your place. We pour like animals as if they're made of some other substance.
All have their sorrows too.
No, but they seem to forget them faced with the place of chickpeas. I will not let anyone lecture me. Be seated. I have told you to stop crying. Shush! If you want to weep, get under your bed.
Have you started harvesting yet?
Yesterday.
Sounds heavy as lead. I haven't felt it like this in years.
Is the lemonade ready?
Yes, Bernarda.
Very well. Give some to the men, actually.
They've already had theirs in the courtyard.
Okay, good. Let them leave the way they came. I do not want them coming through here.
I heard Pepe and Romano was with the Mummers.
He was there.
No, it was his mother. She saw his mother. No one saw Pepe, neither she nor I.
No, I thought.
No, it was the widower from Darajami that was there. She was by your aunt's. No one saw her.
It's hung like a knife.
Anyways, women should not even be looking at a man in church. They should only look at the priest, and that's only because he wears a skirt. Gazing is for those seeking the warmth of a pair of trousers.
Goodbye to looking for a man's.
Praise be to God.
May he
Rest and praise forever.
Rest in peace with a host of saints above our heads.
Rest in peace.
With Saint Michael the Archangel armed with his sword of justice.
Rest in peace.
With the keys that open the gates and the hands that close them.
Rest in peace.
With those who are blessed and the little lights of the field.
Rest in peace.
With holy charity in the souls of the earth and sea.
Rest in peace.
Oh Lord, grant rest your servant Antonio and the crown of your sacred glory.
Amen.
May you all have the health to pray for his soul. You shall never want for a roof over your daughters' heads. May you enjoy the true harvest of your marriage.
Shush! I have already told you to stop crying. I do not want to repeat myself again.
This money is from the men for the prayers.
Very well. Go on! Back to your kids. Go on and criticize everything that you witnessed here. I hope it's long before you darken my doors again.
No room for complaints. The whole village was there.
Yes. To fill my house with the sweat from their belly and the venom of their tongues.
Mother, don't speak like that.
It is the only way to speak when you live in a cursed village. A cursed village without river, without wells, where one is concerned that the very drink of water that they're drinking is poisoned.
Look what they've done to the floor.
Like a flock of goats with trampled all over it. Child, pass me a fan right now.
Take this one.
Is that the fan you hand to your mother, or widower? Hand me a black one and learn to respect your father's memories.
Take mine.
And yourself?
I don't feel hot.
Oh, trust me, find another one, you'll need it. For 8 years, not a breeze shall enter this house. That's how it was in my father's house and my grandfather's house. Consider the windows and the doors sealed shut. Meanwhile, you can embroider the treasure. There's 20 pieces of cloth in my chest that you can make into collars and shirts. Magdalena, you can embroider them.
It's all the same to me.
If you don't want to embroider them, leave them plain. Yours are the better that way.
Yours and mine. I know I'm everything mine. I'd much rather carry sacks to the mill. Anything but sit here day after day, Mr. Doctor.
That is what it means to be a woman.
And curses on all women.
Listen to me. Do not go telling tales on your father. A needle and a thread for the women, a whip and a mule for the males. That is what it means for people born without wealth. Bernarda! Let me out! Let her out now.
It was an effort to hold her down. Your mother may be 80 years old, but she's as tough as an oak tree.
It runs in the family. My grandmother was the same.
I did gag her several times with an empty sack because she wanted to shout for you to bring her a drink of dishwater and the dog pee she says you give her.
Very well. She can let us be in the yard.
She's taken the rings and the amethyst earrings from her box and put them on. She tells me she wants to get married.
She can go outside, just make sure she doesn't go near the wells, okay?
I doubt she'll throw herself in.
No, it's not that. It's by the wells, the neighbours can see her.
We'll go and change our clothes.
Very well. And where's Augustus?
I saw her peeping through a gap in the gate. The man had just left.
But what were you doing there yourself?
I went to see if the hands had laid.
But the male mourners should have already left.
There was a group of them still standing outside.
Oh! Augustus! Augustus! What were you gazing at who?
No one.
Is it proper for a woman of your class to be trying to attract a man on the day of your father's funeral? Answer me! Who were you gazing at? You spiteful one!
Bernarda, be calm.
All of you leave right now. Get out.
She did it without thinking what she was doing. And that was wrong, of course. I was shocked to see her sneaking towards the courtyard. And then she stood by the window listening to the men's conversation, which, as always, was not fit to hear.
That's what they love to come to funerals for. But what were they saying?
They were talking about Pacula Rosetta. They tied her husband to the manger last night and carried her off on horseback to the heights of the olive grove.
And she...
She was willing enough. They said she with her breasts exposed, and the Maximiliana held her tight as though he were ripping a guitar. It was disgraceful.
And what happened?
What was bound to happen? They came back at daybreak. Pacula Rosetta had her hair down and a garland of flowers on her head.
She is the only loose woman in this village.
Because she's not from here. She's from far off. And those who went with her are sons of foreigners too.
No, but they like to look on and gossip and smack their lips over what occurred.
They said other things.
Like what?
I'm ashamed to mention them.
And my daughter heard them.
She must have done.
Oh, they like to make sheep eyes at any old flatterer's compliments. How we have to suffer and struggle to make sure our children are decently.
Your daughter is in an age to receive compliments. They scarcely encourage you. Augustus must be over 30 by now.
39 to be exact.
Imagine, she's never had a son.
No, none of them have. They are fine exactly the way they are.
I didn't mean to offend you.
The men around here, they're not even of their class. What would you have me to give them to any old beggar who asks?
You should move to some other village.
Indeed, to sell them.
No, Bernarda, for a change. Of course, anywhere else they'd be poor.
You need to hold your spiteful tongue.
I'm talking to you. Are we not friends?
No, you work for me and I care you nothing more.
John Arturo is here. He's come to discuss the bill.
Very well, start whitewashing the courtyard and you put the dead one's clothing in the chest.
We could give some of the things.
No, nothing. Not even a button, not even the handkerchief we used to cover his face.
Have you taken your medicine? All the good it will do. But you've taken it. I do things with little faith in them, like a piece of clockwork. You seem better since the new doctor arrived. Still the same.
Did you notice? Adelaide wasn't there at the funeral.
I knew she wouldn't be. It's that new fiancé of hers who won't let her walk in the streets. She used to be happy, and now she doesn't even powder her face.
I no longer know whether it's better to have a fiancé or not.
It makes no difference.
It's all the gossip that's to blame. They won't let you live. Adelaide must have had a hard time with her.
They're afraid of Mother. No. She's the only one who knows the truth about Adelaide's father and how he got his land. Every time he's here, she sticks a knife in him. He killed his first wife's husband in Cuba in order to marry a wife. And then abandoned her there and ran off with some other woman who had a daughter. And then he had an affair with the daughter and married her when the second wife died insane.
And why is this wretch not in jail?
Because men cover up things of the nature among themselves and no one's willing to speak out.
But Adelaide is not to blame for all that.
No, but tales repeat themselves, and to me it all just seems like one dreadful repetition. Her fate's the same as her mother's and her grandmother's, both wives of the men who endangered them.
What a terrible thing.
It's preferable never to see a man. Since childhood they've made me afraid. I used to watch them out in the yard, yoking the oxen and lifting the sacks of wheat, and I was afraid that one day I'd wake up and find myself in their arms. God made me feeble and ugly to keep them away from me.
Don't say such things. Enrique was after you and he liked
He
you.
could invent things. You know, one night I stood out in my nightgown at my window until dawn because his farmhand's daughter said he would come for me. But it was all talk and he never came. And then he married a girl with more money than I.
And she, as ugly as the devil.
But what does beauty matter to them? What matters are land, oxen, and a submissive bitch to fetch them their food.
What are you doing?
Standing here.
And you?
I'm walking around, stretching my legs for a while. Been looking at the pictures Grandma had embroidered. One of the man and the poodle, fighting a lion that we loved so much when we were children. It was a happy time. Weddings lasted 10 days and there was no malicious gossip. Today they're more refined. Brides wear white veils sledging in towns that would drink bottled wine, but placed away with the chatter.
God only knows what used to go on.
What if your shoelaces isn't done?
What of it?
You're dripping full.
One wears.
Where's Adela?
Oh, she put on that green dress she first wore for her birthday and went out into the yards and went, hens, hens with me. Her hat's a laugh.
If Mother had seen her.
Poor thing. She's the youngest of us all and full of illusions. Do anything to see her happy.
What time is it?
It must be 12.
That late. It's about to strike.
Have you heard?
No.
Come on.
I don't know what you're
You
referring
know
to.
more about it than I. You always have your heads together like little sheep. But you never tell anyone anything. This is about Pepe.
I know.
That.
I'm pleased for them. He's a good man.
And I, Angustius has fine qualities.
Neither of you are pleased.
Magdalena.
If you wanted to marry Angustius for herself, but Angustius the woman, then I'd be pleased. But he's after her money. He's our sister, but with a family, and now she's aging and unwell. She looked like a broomstick at 20, clothes at 20. What is she now at 40?
Don't say such things. Good fortune comes to those who least expect
She
it.
speaks the truth though. Angustius has her father's money, and now that our father is dead, they're after her.
Pepe is 25 years old and the handsomest man in the neighbourhood. The natural thing would be to court you, Amelia, or Adela, who's only 20. Not go after the least attractive one of us all, a woman who, like her father, speaks through her
Well,
nose.
perhaps he likes her.
Oh, I've never been able to stand your hypocrisy.
Heaven preserve us.
Has the chicken seen you in that yet?
And what would you have me do with it?
If Mother sees you, she'll drag you by the hair. I'm so pleased with this dress. I thought I'd wear it if we were to go McMillan by the mill. There'd be nothing to equal it.
Wow, it is a lovely dress.
And it suits me. The best Magdalena ever made.
And what did the chicken say to it?
They passed on their fleas and my legs got better.
Well, you could dye it black.
Best thing would be for her to give it to Angustius when she was Pepe.
Pepe our Romano?
Haven't you heard?
No.
Well, you have now.
Well, it's not possible.
Money makes everything possible.
That's why Angustius followed the Mourners out and looked through the gate. But that man is capable
He's
of...
capable of anything.
What are you thinking, Adela?
I'm thinking this mourning period has come at the worst possible time in my life.
You'll get used to it.
No, I don't want to get used to it. I don't want to be shut in. I don't want my skin to become like yours. I don't want to lose my bloom in these rooms. Tomorrow I'll put on my green dress and I'll go for a walk in the street. I want to go out!
Adela!
Poor child. She misses her father, sir.
It'll be the same for all of us.
Hush.
The servant almost overheard us.
Pepe's at the top of the street.
Let's go and look.
Aren't you going with them? No, I'm not interested. When he turns the corner, you can see him best. From the window in your room.
Cursed will.
It's not your money friend, Angustius.
Yes.
And for the others, quite a lot less.
You've mentioned it 3 times already and I do not wish to speak of it. Quite a lot less. Much less. Do not remind me again. Odysseus!
Mother?
How dare you powder your face? How dare you even watch us on the day of your father's
It
funeral?
wasn't my father. Mine died years ago. Or have you forgotten about him?
You owe more to this man, your sister's father, than your own. Because of him, you've inherited a fortune.
That remains to be seen.
Out of respect, out of decency.
Mother, let me go out!
How can you wash this powder off your face, you tiny little hypocrite? You are just like your aunt. Now you can go out.
Don't meddle so much.
Oh, my mother might be crazy, but I still have my 5 senses intact, and you will never tell me what to do.
What's going on?
Nothing.
If you're arguing about the inheritance, you, the richest of us all, you can sack the lot of it.
Watch your foul tongue! Do not think this money will give you any power over me. Until I leave this house feet first, I'll control your business and mine. Go with me! Come back here! Go with me! Yes, go with me! Bernarda! Where's my shoe? Why did you let her out? She didn't need anything, Monica. Not my rings! And not my black lawn dress! Because none of you will ever be married! No one! Bernarda! Get your keys away from her! No! I won't be quiet. I escaped because I wish to be married. I wish to be married by a young man by a handsome shore. Here, the great men run away from the women. Lock her up now. No! Lock her up now! These young single women burning house for marriage. Their hearts turn to dust. I want to go back to my village, Bernarda. I want a man to marry and be happy with. You need to be quiet. Lock her up now. Lock her up now. Get away with it now. Help now. Let me go out. I want to be married by the seashore. What?
I finished putting the 3rd sheet. It's for Amelia.
Angustius, should I do Pepe's initials as well?
No.
Adela, are you coming?
She's lying down. She's got something. She's restless, quivering, frightened. As if she had a lizard between her breasts.
She's got nothing more than what we all have.
All except Angustius.
I'm fine, and anyone who doesn't like it can go to the devil.
One has to say your finest qualities have always been your figure and sensitivity.
Fortunately, I'll soon be free of this hell.
Perhaps you won't be.
Let's change the subject.
And besides, fresh an ounce of gold in one's coffer than a pair of dark eyes in one's head.
In one ear and out the other.
Open the curtains and see if we can get some fresh air in here. All last night I couldn't sleep from the heat.
Nor I.
Had to get out of bed to cool myself. There was a big black storm cloud and even a few drops of rain.
It was 1 in the morning and the earth was still fiery. I got out of bed too. Angustius was still at the window with Pepe.
Was it as late as that? What time did you leave?
Magdalena, why ask since you saw him?
He left about 1:30.
Yes, how do you know that?
I heard his cough and the news of his man, but I heard him leaving at 4.
Then it wasn't him.
I'm sure it was.
It seems to me too odd.
Listen, Angustius, what did Pepe say to you the first time he came to your window?
Nothing. What would he say? Trivial things.
Well, what I find truly odd is that two people who don't know each other should suddenly find themselves at an open window becoming engaged.
I don't find it astonishing.
It'd make me feel strange.
No, it wouldn't. Because when a man comes to your window, he already knows from the coming and going, from the give and take, that the answer can only be yes.
Fine, but he still has to ask.
Of course.
So, what did he say?
Nothing much, just, you know I'm after you. That I need a good woman, a modest one, and that's you, if you'll agree.
Things like that embarrass me.
Me too, but you have to suffer them.
Did he say anything else?
Yes, he never stopped talking.
And you?
Oh, I couldn't speak. My heart almost leapt out of my mouth. It's the first time I've ever been alone at night with a man.
And such a handsome man.
His figure's not bad.
Well, that is the way between people who have a little experience. You know how to speak and wave their hands about. The first time my husband and Aristo came to my window.
What happened?
It was quite dark. I saw him there, and as he approached, he said, "Good evening." "Good evening," I said in reply. And then we were silent for about a half hour or more. Sweat bathed my whole body. And then Aristo came closer. Closer as if he wanted to squeeze through the bars. And then he said to me in a whisper, "Come here, let me feel you."
Oh, shh!
I thought Mother was coming.
Then we'd have been in for it.
She'll hear us! Afterwards, he behaved very well. Instead of chasing after other things, he bred limits until the day of his death. It's good for you single women to know that a fortnight after the wedding, the man forgoes the bed for the table and later on the table for the tavern. And the woman who can't accept it will waste away crying in a corner.
You accepted it.
I could handle him.
Is it true you struck him on occasion?
Yes, I nearly blinded him.
That's how all women should behave.
I'm of your mother's school. One day he said something to me, who knows what, and I slaughtered all of his limbs with a bowl.
Adela, child, the things you're missing.
Adela!
I'll go and look for her.
The child is ill.
Of course, she barely sleeps.
What does she do instead?
How would I know what she does?
You know better than I. There's only a wall between you.
Envy is eating her.
Don't exaggerate things.
I can see in her eyes, she's turned into a mad woman.
Don't talk about madness. This house is one place where such words should not be spoken.
You want to sleep then?
I felt well. Couldn't you sleep well last night?
Yes.
Then...
Leave me alone! Sleeping or waking is no one's business but mine. I'll do what I want with my body.
I was merely concerned for you.
Concerned or inquisitive? Weren't you sewing just now? Well, carry on. I wish I were invisible so as to walk through these rooms without you forever asking where I'm going.
Bernarda's asking for you. The man with the laces here.
Stop staring at me. If you want, you can have my eyes which are hardly used, or my cheek to bear that mark you carry, and turn your face when I pass.
Adela, she's your sister, and the one who loves you most.
She follows me everywhere. She even looks into my room at night to see if I'm asleep. She doesn't let me breathe. And it's always, oh, what a shame about that pretty face. What a shame about that body that no one will ever see. It's not true. My body will be for whoever I want.
Pepe, is that it?
What do you mean?
What I say, Adela.
Be silent.
You think I hadn't noticed?
Look at your voice.
Suppress such thoughts.
What do you know about it?
Old women can see through walls. Where do you go at night when you get up?
You should have your eyes put out.
My hands are as full of eyes as my head when it comes to this business. Get full my thoughts about it. I don't know what it is that you're up to. Why else would you be standing by the window, half naked with the light on, the second time that Pepe came to see your sister?
It's not true.
Don't be such a child. Let your sister be, and if it's Pepe that you want, then reconcile yourself. Besides, who says you can't marry him? Your sister Angustius is not well. She won't survive her first child. She's narrow-waisted and old, and in my experience, I'd say she'll die. And Pepe will do what all the widowers here do. He'll marry the youngest and the prettiest, and that is you. Cling to that hope and forget him for now. Do what you want, but do not act against the law of God.
Be silent!
I won't be silent.
Mind your own business, you nosy traitor!
I shall be your shadow.
Instead of cleaning the house and praying for the dead at night, you go around like an old sow, poking your nose in men and women's business so you can slobber all over it.
I keep watch so that people don't spit when they pass this house.
What vast affection you suddenly have for my sister.
I have no loyalty to any of you, but I want to live in a decent household. I don't want my old age to be tarnished.
But it's too late. Your advice is useless. I'd not just be ignoring you, but also my mother, in order to quench this fire that licks me from head to toe. What would you say of me? That I lock myself in my room and don't open the door? That I don't sleep at night? I'm cleverer than you, so you can catch this hair from your hand.
Don't define me, Adela. Don't define me. Because I can shout out loud, light all the lamps and set the bells ringing.
Bring 4,000 pairs and set them against the walls of the stable yard. No one can deny that what is to happen will happen.
You want the man that much?
Yes, as much as that. When I look into his eyes, I feel as though I'm slowly drinking his blood.
I won't listen to you.
Oh, you'll listen. I was afraid of you, but now I'm stronger than you.
Forever arguing. Of course. In all this heat, she insists I fetch her something from the store.
Did you buy that bottle of scent for me?
The dearest one, and the powder. I've put them on the table in your room.
Not a
We'll
word.
see about that.
Have you seen the lace?
The lace for Angustius's wedding sheet is beautiful.
And that?
It's for me, for a petticoat.
One has to have a sense of humour.
For my own eyes, I don't need to show off to anyone.
No one sees you in your petticoats.
Sometimes they do, and besides, I love underwear. If I were rich, I'd have it of the finest linen. It's one of the few pleasures left to me.
This lace would be fine for a baby's bonnet or a christening gown. I could never dress mine in it. Let's see if Angustius can hers. If she starts having children, you'll be sewing day and night.
I have no intention of sewing a stitch.
Much less look after someone else's children. Look at the neighbours down the street. Martyrs to 4 little idiots.
They're better off than you are. At least they can have a laugh and you can't hear them shouting.
Then go and serve there.
No, I've been sent to serve in this convent.
The men going to work.
It struck 3 moments ago. In this heat.
I wish I could be a reaper too.
Each class to its own.
How so? There's nothing like being in the fields at this time of year. Yesterday the harvesters arrived, 40 or 50 strapping men.
Where have they come from this year?
From far off. They're from the mountains, a happy crowd, like sun-scorched trees, laughing and throwing stones. Yesterday a woman in a sequin dress came to the village and danced to an accordion, and then 15 of the men hied her and took her off to the olive grove. I watched them from a distance. The one who organised the hiring was a young man with green eyes, lean as a sheaf of wheat.
Is that a fact?
Well, it's possible.
Many years ago, a woman like that came to the village, and I gave her money myself so that my son could go with her. Men must do these things.
Men are forgiven of everything.
To be born a woman is the great crime.
Not in our eyes, our own.
That's them now. They have some fine songs.
They're off to the reaping.
They reap amidst the fiery rains.
I wish I could be a reaper too, so as to come and go at will, and then I'd be able to forget what's going away to us.
What is it you wish to forget, Adela?
Each of us has something.
Shh. What a song.
You girls there from the village, open your doors and windows.
The reapers want your roses to brighten their sombreros.
I'm turning the corner now.
Let's go watch from the window of my room.
Careful not to open it too wide. inside. They're up to shoving at it to see who's looking at them.
What's wrong?
It's the heat. It makes me ill.
No more than that?
No. I wish it were November with days of frost and rain. Anything but this interminable summer.
It will pass and return again, of course.
What time did you go to sleep last night?
I don't know, I sleep like a log. Why?
Nothing. It's just I thought I heard something in the stable yard.
You did?
Very late.
And you weren't scared?
No. I've heard it on other nights.
We should be on guard. It could be a farmhand?
No. The farmhand's not here until 6.
Perhaps a young mule that needs breaking in.
Yes. A young mule. One that needs breaking in.
We should warn the others.
No. It's fine. I'm sure it was just my imagination.
Perhaps.
Amelia?
What is it?
Nothing.
Why did you call to me?
It was nothing. It slipped out.
Go and lie down for a while.
Where's the photograph of Pepe that was under my pillow? Which of you has it?
Neither of us. Those of Pepe's are still the saint.
Where's the photo?
What photo?
One of you has hidden it.
How dare you say that to us?
It was in my room and now it's not.
Or perhaps it slipped out into the stable yard at night. Pepe does love a stroll in the moonlight.
Don't waste your wit on me. When Pepe comes up, I'll tell him.
No, don't do that.
We'll turn up.
I want to know which one of you has it.
Well, someone does, but it's not me.
Oh, naturally.
What is all this noise in my house amidst the stifling silence? The neighbours must have their ears glued to the wall. What is going on?
They've stolen my fiancé's photograph.
Who has who?
They have!
Which one of you has it? Answer me! I should have had you all on the title leash, but I will hold all of you in your dreams. And you searched for it properly.
Yes.
And you're sure.
Yes, Mother.
At my time of life, it's as though you'd have me drink the bitterest venom a mother has to swallow. You go and check the bedrooms and their beds. Wow. So none of you have it. Interesting. I will get to the bottom.
Here it is.
Where did you find that?
It was
Don't be afraid to say, where did you find it?
between the sheets of material.
What? Is that true?
It's true.
Oh, look at you. You good for nothing sorrow of discord. No, don't think you're getting away from it.
Don't just hit me, Mother.
I will hit you as much as I
Only if I
can.
let you.
Oh, really?
Mother, just leave her alone.
There's not even a tear in her eye.
I will cry just to please
So
you.
why did you take the photo?
I'll tell you a pet joke on my sister. Why else would I want it?
This was no joke. You never liked jokes. There's something else in you seeking expression. Out with it now.
I'll be silent and don't make me talk. And if I do, the walls will close in from shame.
An evil tongue never stops inventing things.
Adele.
You're both mad.
And thinking evil thoughts about
Oh,
us.
others have done worse. Until they strip them naked and throw them in the river.
You're such a wicked girl. Stop!
It's not my fault that Pepe fell for me.
For your money.
Your mother.
Silence, I
Your
said!
fields and your all.
Silence! Silence! I knew a storm was coming, but I did not expect it so soon. What a shower of stones that rains down on my heart! But I am not an old woman yet, and I have orders for all 5 of you. And this house that my father built, not even the wind will know my desolation. All of you, get out! But you have to take a firm grip. Remember, it is your duty.
Can I say something?
Speak. You know, you shouldn't have had to hear all of that. We shouldn't have outsiders mixed up in family matters.
What I've seen, I've seen.
And Eustace must get married right away.
You must get her away from here.
Not her, him.
Yes, you must get him away from here. A good thought.
There are certain things you cannot and should not think. I command.
Do you think he'll be prepared to go?
What is going on in that head of yours?
Of course, he'll marry Angustius.
No, speak. I know you well enough to know when you're ready to stab with your knife.
I've never considered a warning to be murder.
So you're going to warn you of something.
I'm not accusing you of anything, Bernarda. I'm merely saying, open your eyes and see.
What is there to see?
You've always been sharp. You can see the evil in people 100 miles off. I've often thought you could read people's minds. It's different with your daughters. Now you're blind.
You mean Martyrio?
Indeed, Martyrio. Why did she hide the photo?
She said it was a joke. After all, what else could it have been?
You really believe that?
It's your family. But if it was the neighbour across the street, what then?
Now you're beginning to twist your knife.
No, Bernarda. There is something serious in the wind here. I don't wish to blame you, but you've not allowed your daughters their freedom. Martyrio is made to fall in love readily, whatever you may say. Why did you let her marry Enrique Jimenez? Why, on the very night that he was going to come to her window, did you send him a message not to come?
Listen, I will do this 1,000 times over. My blood will never live with that of the Jimenez family. His father was a farmer.
And this is what your pride has brought you to.
I am proud because I have every right to be. Unlike you, since we both know where you came from.
Don't remind me. I've always been grateful for your protection.
But it doesn't seem that way.
Martyrio will forget about him.
The worse for her if she doesn't. You know, come to think of it, I don't think there's anything going on here or something serious, you know? There's nothing going on here. Only what you would like to be happening. But hey, listen to me. If anything does arise, ensure it does not leave these four walls.
I don't know about that. There are those in this village who can also read human thoughts from afar.
How we would love to see me and my daughters on the road to the nearest brothel, eh?
No one knows where anyone will end up.
I know what my end will be. I and my daughters, you know? The brothel was fitting for a certain dead woman.
Bernarda! Respect my mother's memory.
Then do not persecute me with your evil thoughts.
It's better if I have nothing to do with it.
Indeed, you know, that is the duty of anyone who's paid to work. Just keep silent about things.
But I can't. Do you really think that Martyrio is better suited to marry Pepe than, say, Adela?
I do not see why not.
Adela. She was made to be Romano's fiancée.
Things are never as we wish them.
It's hard to go against one's true inclinations. It seems wrong to me that Pepe is with Angustius, and it seems wrong to others too, and even to nature herself. Knows whether they'll pay for it someday.
Here we go again. You say these horrible, evil things to slip them into my mind. You're lucky I do not listen to you or understand what you are saying. Because if I did, I'd be tempted to scratch your eyes out.
It won't come to it.
Indeed. You know why? Because my daughters respect me, and they've never gone against my wishes.
That's so. But as soon as you let them free, they'll be climbing the roof.
Then I will hurl stones to bring them down again.
Oh, you've always been the pluckiest.
I've always been a fiery one.
It's strange how things turn out. At her age, you should see Angustius' enthusiasm for this fiancé of hers.
Indeed.
And he seems quite taken with her too. My son told me that when he went past through the Oxford at 4:30 in the morning, they were still talking.
4:30 in the morning.
That's a lie.
That's what they told me.
Well,
Pepe has been leaving here at 1 for over a week. God strike me dead if I'm lying.
I've heard him leaving at 4 as well.
and you saw this with your own eyes.
No, I was too afraid to look out. You talked to him from the window in the alleyway, right?
No, I talked to him from the window in my bedroom.
Then...
What is going on around here?
Beware what you might find. Anyway, it's clear that Pepe's been at one of the windows at 4 in the morning.
And you're certain of this?
Nothing's certain in this life.
Don't listen to her, Mother. She wants to destroy us all.
No, do not worry. I will find out for myself. If people want to throw accusations my way, they will find me as hard as rocks. You know, people love to throw mud at others just to blacken their names.
Well, I've no reason to tell lies.
There must be something in it.
No, there is nothing in it. I was born with my eyes wide open and they will be open until the day I die.
I have a right to know what's going on.
No, listen to me. The only right you have is of obedience. Nobody tells me what to do. You keep to your own affairs. No one will move from it around this house without my say so. Do you understand?
Has a big crowd at the top of the street and all the neighbours are at their doors?
You go and find out what's going on. In fact, let's go. Go, get out. Come on.
Be critical I kept my tongue in check.
I could have talked too.
And what would you have said to wishes not to do?
The one who does is the one who can, and the one who gets there first. You wish, but you can have him.
But you won't have him for much longer either.
I'll have him all to
I'll
myself.
snatch him from your arms.
Martyrio, let us alone.
Never.
He wants me to live with him.
I saw him embrace you.
Well, was it as if I wanted him to? It was as if I was dragged along by a rope.
See you dead first.
Bernarda,
What is going on?
Nebrada's daughter, the unmarried one, has had a child, and no one knows who the father
A
is.
child?
To hide her shame, she killed it and buried it under some rocks. The dogs, with more heart than many a human creature, dug it up, as if guided by God's hand, left it on her doorstep. Now people say they want to kill her. They're dragging her down the street, and there are men running down the paths and out of the olive grove, shouting loud enough to make the earth tremble.
That is let them bring pick handles and olive branches and let them kill her.
No, not kill her.
Yes, and let us go see.
And may she who tramples on her honour pay the price.
No, let them only release her. Don't go outside.
May she pay what she owes.
Burn it all in the place of the scene. Hurry up before the police come and finish her off. Kill her! Kill her!
Don't kill
Kill
her.
her!
Please, don't kill her. Please.
I should go. It's been a long visit.
Stay. You hardly see each other.
Has the last bell of the rosary sounded yet?
Not yet.
Very well.
And how's your husband?
Not the same.
We hardly see him either.
You know what he's like. Since he fought with his brothers, he never uses the front door. When he does go out, he uses the ladder and climbs over the back wall next to the stable yard.
Goodness. So like a man. And how's your daughter?
He still hasn't forgiven her.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know what to say. It makes me suffer.
You know, a disobedient daughter ceases to be your daughter and instead becomes an enemy.
Yes, well, I let it flow over me. My only comfort is to take refuge in the church. But now I'm losing my sight. I'll have to stop going. The children, they mock me for it. What was that?
It's the stallion, he's shutting and he's kicking at the walls. Hobble him and let him out into the yard.
Are you to let him loose on the new mares?
At dawn,
You've done well to increase your stable.
by dint of pain and money.
Now she's got the best stable in the whole region. It's a shame prices are so low.
Anyways, would you like some honey and cheese?
Oh, I didn't feel like eating.
Dear
That went
God.
straight to my heart.
Must I say everything twice? Let him roll out into the straw. Keep the mares in, but let the stallion out before he kicks this wall down. Hi, what a life.
You have to do a man's work.
Indeed. Where are you going?
To get a drink of water.
Bring a fresh cup of water. You can sit down.
And Augustus, when is she married?
They'll be asking for a hand in 3 days' time.
Oh, you must be very happy.
Of course. Now you've spilled the soul.
It's hard worse than using the old already.
It always tends to bring some bad luck.
Enough of that.
Has he given you the ring yet?
See for yourself.
Oh, it's beautiful. 3 pearls. In my day, pearls signified tears.
Well, times have changed.
I don't think so. Such things still mean the same. An engagement ring should be set with diamonds.
That would be more appropriate.
Excuse me, with or without pearls is what we make.
Or what God makes of them.
They tell me your furniture is fine too.
It did cost me a fair fortune.
The best piece is the wardrobe with a mirror.
I've never seen a wardrobe with a mirror.
Before, all we had was one single chest.
What's important is everything works out for the best.
There's no reason why it shouldn't.
One can never tell.
Last bell. I should go. I'll visit again and you can show me your true self.
Whenever you wish.
God give us good night.
Goodbye, Prudentia.
God be with you.
We've finished.
I'm going to the courtyard to stretch my legs and get some air. I'll come with you.
And I.
I won't get lost. God, this bed's nothing.
I told you, what happened between you and your sister Martiria was a joke and should be forgotten. I want you to talk to her.
You know she doesn't like me.
Each season to their own hearts. I do not pry into hearts, but I do require a united and harmonious front. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Oh well, that's it then.
Anyway, he'll have left before you know.
Not soon enough.
Anyways, what time did you and Pepe finish talking last night?
12:30.
Okay, and what did you have to say?
He seems distracted. He talks to me as if he's thinking of someone else. If I ask him what's wrong, he just says, "We men have our own worries."
Well, you don't ask him these things, and that's more so true when you're married. Don't look at him unless he looks at you. Don't talk to him unless he talks to you. You'll be better with that way, trust me.
Mother, I think he hides a great deal from
Don't
me.
try and find out what it is. Do not question him, and above all, never let him see you cry.
I should be happy and I'm not.
It is no matter.
I often gaze at Pepe through the bars of the window, and his image is blurred, as if he were cloaked in shroud of dust thrown up by his sheep.
You're not well, that is all.
I hope it's that.
It is. Anyways, is he here tonight?
No, he's gone to the city with his mother.
Very well, then we'll retire early tonight. Magdalena?
She's asleep.
What a dark night. You can hardly see 2 feet in front of you.
A fine night for thieves, or someone who needs to hide.
The stallion was in the centre of the yard, twice as big, so white and filling darkness.
That's right, he was frightening, like a phantom.
The sky is filled with fistfuls of stars.
She gazed at them so hard she almost strained her neck.
Don't you love them too?
No. What happens above these rooftops means nothing to me. All I need is within these four walls.
That's typical.
Excuse me, she has her ways and you have yours.
Good night.
Good night.
Off to bed already?
Yes, Pepe's not here tonight.
Mother, when a meteor passes and there's a flash of lightning, why do people say, Blessed Santa Barbara in the sky with paper or rope and holy water?
In the past, they spoke of things that we now have forgotten.
I choose not to look at them.
I don't. I like to see flashes of fire that have been dormant for years and years.
Those things have nothing to do with us.
And it's best we don't think of them.
What a beautiful night. I'd like to stay up late and catch a breeze of the fields.
But it's time for bed. Magdalena!
She's asleep.
Magdalena!
Leave me in
It
peace.
is time for bed.
Never let anyone alone.
Good night.
Good night. Go on, the two of you.
Why isn't that Mr. Stooks' fiancé coming by tonight?
He's out of town.
Ah.
Till the morning.
Good night.
You're still here.
Yes, just enjoying the silence and trying to figure out what this serious thing is that's meant to be going on around here.
Bernarda, forget about it.
Everything is as it should be in this house. My vigilance has seen to that.
Nothing you can see, that's true. Your daughters look as though they were shut in a cupboard. Neither you nor I can see inside someone's heart.
My daughters can read tranquility.
That matters to you because you're their mother. I have enough to do looking after this house.
So you're saying nothing?
I keep my place in peace.
The thing is, there is nothing going on around here, because if there were sheep in this house, you'd be the first to let the neighbour's sheep in here to graze.
I conceal more than you think.
Oh, so has your son seen Pepe here at 4 AM in the morning? Are people still repeating a litany of lies against this house?
No one says a thing.
That's because they can't. There's nothing for them to sink their teeth into. I have told you. My vigilance has seen to that.
I'm not going to say anything, Bernarda, because I don't know what you're after. But don't be so certain.
I am utterly certain.
Perhaps a lightning bolt will suddenly strike you. Perhaps a blood clot will suddenly block your heart.
Nothing will happen. I'm alert to all of your suspicions.
All the better for you then.
Indeed.
I finished washing the dishes. Do you need anything else now?
No, I'm going to go to bed.
What time do you want me to call you?
Don't. I will sleep well tonight.
When you can't fight the tide, the easiest thing is to turn your back on it.
She's so full of pride, she's a speck in her eye.
I can't do anything about it. I want to stop things before they go too far, but they frighten me too much. I hear the silence, and yet there are storms brewing in each of these rooms. The day they break, they'll sweep us all away. I've had my say.
Bernarda thinks no one can match her. But she doesn't know the effect a man can have on a house full of single women.
It's not all Pepe's fault. It's true that last year he was after Adela and she was mad about him. But she should have kept to herself and not enticed him. A man is a man.
Some say he's been talking with Adela too often at night.
They're right. There have been other things.
I don't know what will happen here.
I'd like to cross the water and leave this warring house.
Bernarda is hastening the marriage on and perhaps nothing will happen.
But things have already gone too far. Adela is determined, whilst the others keep watch on her all the time.
Martyria too.
She's the worst. She's a poisonous well. She knows that Pepe is not for her, and she'd drown the world if she could so that no one else should have him.
They're wicked girls.
They're women without a man. In such cases, even blood ties are forgotten.
Shh. What is it?
The dogs are barking.
Someone must have passed the door.
Haven't you gone to bed?
I wanted a drink of water.
Thought you were asleep.
I was thirsty. And you too? Aren't you going to bed?
Shortly.
Let's be gone.
We've earned our sleep. All day Bernarda never lets me rest.
I'll bring the lamp.
Dogs are barking like the mad things.
It'll stop us from sleeping.
Little lamb, my little one, we'll go down to the sea
shall open his door. I shall give you milk and more. Bernarda, leopard face, Magdalena, she hyena. Meh, meh. Flowers there'll be at Bethlehem gate. You and I don't want sleep. By itself the door shall open, and will hide along the shore, deep in a reef of coral. Bernarda, leopard face, Magdalena, she hyena. Meh, meh. Flowers will be at Bethlehem gate.
Grandmother, what are you doing here?
Who are you? Are you going to open the door for me?
Where are you going?
I escaped. Who are you?
How did you get that plan?
You're Martyrian. I see that now. Martyrian, face of a martyr. When are you going to have a child? This child is mine.
Where did you get it?
I know it's a man, but why shouldn't a lamb be a child? It's better a lamb than nothing at all. Bernarda, with a leopard's face, Magdalena, a hyena.
Don't raise your voice.
True, true. It is all quite dark. You think because I have white hair I can't have a child. But I can! Children! Children! And more children! This child will be clothed in all white. And there'll be another child. And another. And they'll all be snow white. And we'll be like waves. Every one of us. Then we'll know everything. Our heads will be white. And we'll be like sea foam. Why is there no sea foam here? Here, there are only morning shawls.
It's time to go to bed.
When my neighbour had a child, I would take it chocolate. And afterwards she'd bring me some. And so it was. Always, always, always. You'll have white hair. But the neighbours won't visit you. I want to take a walk outside. But I'm afraid the dogs will bite me. Will you go with me to past the fields? I don't like fields. I like houses, but houses that are wide open. And the women are the neighbours sleeping in their beds with their little children. And the men sitting outside in their chairs. Pepper Romano isn't over. He'll devour you all because you're all grains of wheat. No, not grains of wheat. Tongueless frogs.
Come, it's time to go to bed.
Yes, but you'll let me out later, won't you? Of course. Little lad. My little lad. Walk up. To see.
It's not the role of an honest woman.
Would you love to be there yourself?
It's time for me to speak up. This can't go on.
It's only just beginning. I've had the courage to take what I want, the power and spirit you lack. I felt death beneath this roof, and I'm off to seek what is mine, what belongs to me.
I won't allow you to take him. Mr. Marion Justice, he came here for another woman.
He came here for the money, but his eyes were on me the whole time.
Fine. But he's hers. I won't allow you to take him.
You know as well as I, he doesn't love her.
I know.
You know because you've seen. He loves me.
Yes.
He loves me. He loves me.
Stick a knife in me if that's what you wish, but don't speak those words again.
You can't stand to see me with him. You don't care if he embraces someone he doesn't love. Nor do I. He can live by those tears for 100 years. But it's him embracing me that's so terrible to you. Because you love him. You love him too.
Yes,
I can say it without shame. Yes, let my bitter heart split open like a pomegranate. I love him.
Material, it's not my fault.
Don't touch me! Don't try to soften my heart! My blood is no longer like yours, and even if I wish to see you as a sister now, I see you only as the other woman.
There's no remedy here. Whoever must drown will drown. Pepe or Romano is mine. He will take me to the rushes by the shore. I can't stand the horror of living under this roof, having tasted the sweetness of his mouth. I'll be whatever he wants me to be, with the whole village against me, scorched by their tongues of fire, and hounded by those who call themselves decent people. I'll stand before them all, with a crown of thorns on my brow, the one that a woman loved by a married man must wear.
Be silent.
Yes, let's go to bed. Let him marry Angustius. I don't care. He can live with her for 100 years.
That won't happen as long as I've a drop of blood in my veins.
Not to you, who are weak. But I can bring a wild stallion to its knees by lifting my little finger.
Don't raise your voice. It disturbs me. My heart is gripped by an evil force, and regardless of my wishes, it's smothering me.
People tell us to love our sisters. God must have left me in the midst of darkness because I see you more clearly than ever before.
No, get away from me, your home!
What's your name?
Quiet! A pity I happen to like him also my hand.
She was with him. Look at her legs for a couple of straw.
A bed of straw is a bed of straw!
That's enough of your James voice. That's what I think the tyrant's want. Don't take another step. Only Pepe can command me now.
Jello!
I'm his woman now. Go into the courtyard and tell him so. He'll rule this whole household. He's there now, breathing like a lion. Dear God.
The shotgun! Where's that shotgun?
No one can stop me now.
Get away from the door, you thief! It is honor our house!
Go on, look for him now if you dare.
That's the last of Pepe or Romano.
My God, Pepe! Did you finish him off?
Of course not. He ran off from his horse.
No, but it wasn't for want of trying. It's just we women have bad shots.
Right, say
Fine, then.